Good morning, children. In today's class, we are going to learn about the reaction of acids and bases with metals. How the acids and bases will react with metals and what do they liberate. Okay. So, reaction of zinc granules with dilute HCl and testing hydrogen gas by burning matchstick. So, in this activity, we are taking the acid that is HCl, dilute HCl, whose name is hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid is reacting with zinc granules. Zinc is a metal. So this acid, hydrochloric acid, upon reaction with zinc metal, what is the product formed here at the end of the reaction? So one gas is formed here. So that gas is named as hydrogen gas. And how can we test that gas is as hydrogen? Okay, we will see testing of hydrogen gas by burning matchstick also. So in this activity, we need to take some materials. Our required materials are the test tube, the iron stand, the delivery tube, the glass trough and a candle, lighted candle. So, and chemicals required are HCl, dilute hydrochloric acid and zinc granules. Okay. In this activity, first we need to take a test tube and take a few granules of zinc in this test tube and add about a dilute HCl about 10 ml. HCl should be added about 10 ml. 10 ml dilute HCl should be taken in this test tube. And we have also added zinc granules. So, immediately after adding the zinc granules and dilute HCl in this test tube should be, the mouth of this test tube should be closed with a rubber cork, which is shown with red color here. So, which contains a delivery tube. This delivery tube is a long narrow glass tube whose another end is placed in a glass trough containing soap water. Okay, this glass trough, we have to take 3/4 of this glass trough should be contain soap water. Okay, like this we have to arrange everything. This test tube should be fitted to an iron stand such that this test tube is placed somewhat above the surface here. And now we have to arrange all the materials as shown in the diagram. Then when we close the mouth of the test tube with the rubber cork, what is going to happen inside the test tube? If we observe carefully towards the test tube, there will be a chemical reaction is going to take place between the dilute hydrochloric acid and zinc granules which we have taken in the test tube. Okay, due to the reaction between zinc metal and hydrochloric acid, there will be some colorless gas is going to be released. So this gas immediately it passes through the whole of the delivery tube and it passes through along the delivery tube and it enters into the soap water. So this gas bubbles, we can also see the formation of bubbles inside this soap water, and this air bubbles will be rising the surface of the soap water, and these bubbles contains hydrogen gas in them. So how can we test that this air bubbles contain hydrogen gas inside it? So if we place the burning matchstick near the air bubbles, the being a hydrogen gas here, it burns by making a pop sound. So by observing this thing, which is the characteristic feature of the hydrogen gas only, the hydrogen gas makes the, on burning it makes the pop sound. So by this test we can say that the gas released in this reaction is hydrogen gas. Okay, hydrogen gas is a combustible gas, it can easily catch fire and on burning it makes a pop sound, and as it is a colorless gas, this becomes a good confirmation test for hydrogen gas. Okay, in this activity, in this reaction, we are going to get a colorless hydrogen gas at the end of the reaction. When acid like hydrochloric acid reacts with a metal like zinc. So this will be common for another acid and another metal also. That means this activity can be performed by taking another acid. Other than hydrochloric acid, we can also take sulfuric acid to perform this activity. Sulfuric acid can be taken here and zinc metal can also be placed with any other metal. In that case also, we can observe the same thing. As all acids contains hydrogen in them, so at the end of the reaction, they are going to form a colorless hydrogen gas will be liberated at the end. So if we observe the reaction, that is zinc plus dilute HCl gives rise to zinc chloride ZnCl2 plus H2 gas. Plus H2 gas. Okay, being the gas, I have represented an arrow mark upward direction here. Okay, in order to balance this equation, as 2 chlorines are there, 2 hydrogens are there, simply put 2 in front of HCl. Now this equation is the balanced chemical equation which represents the reaction of zinc metal with hydrochloric acid. Okay. So what are the two products here? Zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas will be seen at the end of this delivery tube, at the another end of the delivery tube here in the form of air bubbles, and zinc chloride will be formed inside the test tube. So these two are the products. So when based on this activity we can come to a conclusion that when metals react with acids, they liberate hydrogen gas. Okay, okay children. Now we see the reaction of a base with a metal. What happens when bases reacts with metals? Already we have studied about acid reaction with metals. When acid reacts with a metal, that means dilute acid upon reaction with a metal liberates a colorless hydrogen gas. Now we see the reaction of a base with a metal. So here I have changed it. Reaction of zinc granules with NaOH. Which base I am going to take here is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide whose formula is NaOH. Okay. And the activity is, overall activity will be same. Same requirements, same everything, but here I have changed only the chemical. In place of dilute HCl, I have taken sodium hydroxide. Remaining everything are same. The metal is also zinc only. So take the zinc granules in the test tube and add about 10 ml of dilute sodium hydroxide into this test tube and fix the mouth of the test tube with a rubber cork containing the delivery tube and pass the another end of the delivery tube into the glass trough which contains 3/4 level of soap water and fix this test tube with an iron stamp. And so like this arrangement is everything is same. Only the thing here is we are going to observe what is going to happen when a base like sodium hydroxide reacts with a metal like zinc. Okay, so in this activity also we are going to observe immediately when we close the mouth of the test tube with a rubber cork, a colorless gas is going to be formed upon the reaction between zinc and NaOH inside this test tube. Okay, the colorless gas which is formed, which is liberated, will be slowly passing through the delivery tube and it enters in here. At the other end of the delivery tube, we can easily observe the formation of some air bubbles which are evolving outside from the surface of the soap water, and these bubbles contain hydrogen gas in them, and it can also be tested by placing a burning matchstick near the air bubbles which contains hydrogen. So this hydrogen gas burns and makes a pop sound, so which is a characteristic feature of the hydrogen gas, and by this test we can confirm that hydrogen gas is liberated in this reaction also. And here inside the test tube we will get one salt. In the previous one we have got when zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, we observed that the formation of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Okay, here also we are going to get one salt inside the test tube and the gas will be here. Okay, the gas is the hydrogen gas. And what is the salt formed inside the test tube when zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide? Okay, you see the reaction between zinc and dilute NaOH. I am writing here. When zinc reacts with dilute NaOH, it forms a salt like Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen gas. These two are the products formed. So Na2ZnO2 is chemically known as sodium zincate. Sodium zincate, and this salt is formed inside the test tube, and H2 is the gas, hydrogen gas, which is formed at the end of the derivative. Actually the hydrogen gas is formed here itself, but being a gas, it will be passing through the whole of the delivery tube and it passes and it will be liberated here at this end of the delivery tube. We can find the formation of hydrogen gas. Okay, so sodium zincate is formed inside the test tube here. So the salt remains here itself, but the gas will be moving that side. That means based on these activities, we can come to a conclusion that when a base reacts with a metal also, you will get the salt and hydrogen gas. When an acid reacts with a metal, we get the salt and hydrogen gas. In the same way, when a base reacts with a metal also, we get the salt and hydrogen gas as the products at the end of the reaction. Okay children, thank you for watching.